to Scrub Mode. My name is Julio. I'm joined by my two friends, John and Ryan.
I'm John. I have a story for you. Come closer, traveler.
I'm Ryan. Don't come closer to me. I want to be friends with you.
He's just saying that because he's really the true king of Gondor, and he's hanging out in the dark corner. Watching out for ring wraiths and stuff.
I'm in one of the many multifaceted corners of this inn.
Yeah. It's an inn composed entirely of dark corners because there's like 15 Aragorns.
Oh my god!
When you come to the tavern, they have a waiter at the front, and they said instead of smoking or not smoking, would you like a dark corner or a lit corner?
It's good though because before they remodeled, there used to be a line because there used to be a lot of mysterious badasses. So like, if you didn't get there early, you had to be a mysterious badass in the not dark corner, which like seriously diminished your shit.
Yeah,
the reservation era of that tavern was completely. It was terrible.
That's why I like a nice booth.
But like sitting in a dark booth isn't as menacing in like.
No, it looks like you're expecting friends. Or you're an asshole taking up a whole booth by yourself, you know?
It's either you're expecting friends or you're an Italian mobster.
Hey, this is Scrub Mode. Usually we talk about monsters and gaming and the intersection therein, but have you guys ever been to a restaurant that you're pretty sure was mob run accidentally?
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Once I felt that way.
What deli I've been to?
Yeah,
delicatessen
that
out
one
there.
pizza place I went to.
Want the gabagool? Speaking of G's.
Thank you. I was like, fuck, how are we going to transition?
Speaking of other words that start with G, we're doing a Monster Manual episode. We're talking about Golems and Gorgons.
We are. You guys...
You're just like, let me just slap the whole title in here.
Yeah. It's important for SEO.
Get that out of the way so you people know what we're talking about.
Yeah, so do you guys know what a golem is, vaguely? What's your conception of these little freaks?
They're like... they're created from clay or dirt, right? Earth.
Yep.
My first initial introduction to them, not like series-wise, but design-wise, was like a bundle of rocks that were animated into like a vaguely humanoid shape.
In what like game or movie, out of curiosity?
I can't really pinpoint the series, but I can always remember that it was like a bundle of rocks together. That is powered by something in the center.
I think it was like Monster Rancher. They got a golem.
Oh yeah.
Right?
They do got a golem. Yeah.
I was about to say I'm surprised nobody mentioned Pokemon who has a Pokemon named Golem who is not a golem. That Pokemon is Golurk.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Golurk, and then I guess to some extent is the Reggie series.
Yeah, right.
They're golems to some extent because there's Regirock, Steel, Ice. And
Dragon and Electric, which are weird, but I really like the electric one. It's a light bulb. It's a cool idea.
It's a cool idea.
It is. But I guess like the earliest in terms of like you can run into a golem if you were born from our time is probably in the Mega Man series. When you think about Yellow Devil.
Wait, I don't know this. Lay it on me.
Yeah, Yellow Devil. He's like a big old. He's like a big old slime creature, but he's basically like a bunch of nanites mixed together in like a fluid body.
Hell yeah!
It's powered by a single eye core that you can see.
Wait, I think I've seen this guy. This is the big yellow guy with one red eye that's in like Super Smash Bros. And stuff.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yellow Devil. And then there's his like predecessor in like a later Mega Man game, which was a green version.
Not as cool.
Not as cool. Yellow Devil just has that tin, that wing to its name.
I mean, it looks like it's made out of liquid gold. But yeah, golems.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, golems.
Oh boy, this is cool.
It's pretty cool. I know they're in Jewish folklore, right?
They are. I was going to say, like, hey, I get to bring you guys a monster from my culture this time.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Very fun.
But yeah, like, you guys basically nailed it. Like, a golem is a creature formed out of a lifeless substance such as dust or dirt or earth or something like that, that's brought to life via ritual incantations and certain sequences of Hebrew letters. And sometimes you're just going to breathe the breath of life into it, like God did with Adam.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah. So according to some like Kabbalistic,
you gotta pick up the little breathalyzer hose, and the magician's all like, "Please breathe here," and you go, and the golem's just like,
because you had like a 2.0 blood alcohol limit,
alcohol content. The golem's a little
the
wacky.
golem's born drunk.
He's just a little wacky.
But yeah, you guys got it. That's a golem. So
thinking about that, it kind of. I mean, like, the term robot is cool, but what if we just called all our robots golems?
Ryan, you're really smart. We're gonna circle back around to that.
Oh man.
Okay. Go ahead. Continue then.
Yeah. So in Kabbalah, which is like Jewish mysticism, like sometimes Adam is considered the first golem because God had to breathe the breath of life into Adam.
Mm-hmm.
And like the golem, we too are made of dirt.
Right.
That's true.
And there is actually a Kabbalistic grimoire called the Book of Formations, which is not the best grimoire name I've heard.
The book.
I mean, it's still pretty cool.
Yeah.
It could be worse.
I mean, it's what it is.
Then again, it sounds like something that a religious football coach would call his playbook. Like, if you think about it.
Yes.
Yeah, that is a good point.
And sometimes golems have like the name of God, or just like life carved into their forehead, and that's what gives them life. So, it's. I think this is pretty cool because the word for like truth or life in Hebrew is emet, and if you scratch out the aleph, that first e sound, you just get met, which is death. So you go from life to death or truth to death by just wiping out one letter.
And you just turn it off.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah. Again, robot stuff, right? You're saying some. Like you were way ahead of my curve.
You're right. Yeah. Like the IO switch, which is just one O switch. So
what's the IO switch?
It's so. Do you know how you see some symbols that have a?
It's just the power symbol that I'm looking at on my laptop right now.
Exactly. It's like the power symbol. So 1, 0, on, off.
I had no idea that's what it stood for. Okay, great.
Exactly. Non-value, value.
Damn. This is actually Ryan's episode, I guess.
Crazy, right?
That's nuts. That's how we code computers with ones and zeros, ons and offs. It's
exactly.
kind of crazy.
Like bits. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're teaching you semiotics. It makes me think about magical theory too, right? Where you're just like, magic is just weaponized symbolism. So, like, what are all the ones and zeros?
Yeah.
And also, we're not.
It eventually builds up to something cool.
And we're not. This is not that kind of an episode, but it makes me think too about like thought forms and stuff like that, where they're like, if you look at how mystics make thought forms, like they're basically programmed, not like in if-then sequences that are not that different from computers.
Wow,
that's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Anyway,
which means it's just like programming was just out there, or was like a inherent thought for some people.
I'm not a computer programmer. I'd be making a lot more money if I was, but
but you're making rad stories with your adventures,
I am.
So.
Yeah.
Buy his stories, by the way.
Yeah, we'll have as soon as I get word on when the next one's coming out, I'll tell you again. But I think it's going to be an October one, so sign up in whatever month comes before October, September.
Yeah.
I was going to be an idiot. I'd be like August.
Yeah, I mean, unless Julio is very kind and cuts it out, you fucking heard me stutter. I was with you. I had to do the math in my head.
I didn't do any math. I was gonna commit. I was be like August.
I mean, I think in the Jin episode, I overcommitted and I said like, "Oh yeah, Job happened before the fall," which is absolutely like maybe at time of writing, like it was written first, but like canonically, that's not the timeline. So again, if you commit hard enough,
yeah, if you believe, you can make it real.
I mean, look at Steve Jobs. If you dig your feet in and do not move. You can create a reality distortion field, which is not a good thing.
It's not, no.
Reality distortion field.
That's what they called it when
messes
Steve
with
Jobs
stuff.
was just like, had made his opinion. And then he tried to do it, but guess what? You can't do that to cancer.
I
No.
guess not.
That's the lesson.
It just proves that cancer just has a stronger reality distortion.
Yeah.
field.
Anyway, yeah. So like, we're picking up on this. There's a lot of like, this is a symbolically loaded monster, as our tangent on robotics just like laid the fuck out.
Yeah.
Words are power. Symbols have meanings that are not just shit we think about. Like they actually do stuff in the real world. Yada yada yada. You know.
Mhm.
Yeah. You know, things.
Yeah. I just mean if you're making shit from nothing and you're not God, traditionally that's viewed as kind of hubristic and hard.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I guess.
You know?
Yes.
So our first like real ass golem story comes from Poland.
Oh,
Ooh.
wow.
Unexpected, but welcomed.
Wait, where did you think it was going to come from?
I don't know, like Egypt.
Oh.
It's all like, oh, Cleopatra made a walking stone man.
You know, it's funny you mentioned that because, like, in Egypt, there's the tradition of ushabti, who are similar but not totally similar, where they're just like little clay figurines you bring with you in your tomb, and they're supposed to like, because the afterlife is just like a good version of the real life.
Current.
When you when you wake up in the field of reeds, you just get all these little, essentially slaves, little robots to do all your work for you.
Little robot guys.
Yeah.
You get little buddies.
Really want to help you out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, hey,
we're here to
you
help.
still have to eat in heaven in Egypt. I'm sorry. So you need
Yeah.
somebody to cut the wheat. You need somebody to plant the wheat. You need somebody to turn the wheat into bread and beer. Like, this is
So
not a
you get
bit.
the
This
little-
is...
Yeah, you get the little stone friends to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's pretty rad.
And also, like,
I mean, Egypt's just like, oh, hey. Yeah, I mean, like, you die and you become immortal, but, like, you still get hungry, so...
Yeah. It's so fun. It's like that, how people talk about how it's easier for people to conceptualize the end of the world than the end of capitalism. Like, it was easier for Egyptians to conceptualize a system where you made robots to be your slaves in the afterlife than that, like, shit was just better.
Rather than becoming, like, independent or learning how to do the things that
or just having it, like,
do.
in Abrahamic stuff. Just, like, if you wish for something in heaven,
perfect.
it just happens. You know, everything's perfect.
Yeah.
True.
And also,
That's funny.
not to take, like, a D&D turn early.
In my vision of heaven, we all get, like, a magic refrigerator that never
Runs out.
Never runs out, never spoils.
I hope you're right, homie. But like ushabti are like miniatures, you know, they're not that big, but in fantasy games they're big stone temple guardians. So like if you're using
wonderful.
a stone golem, I would use, if you have ushabti, if you got mummies, you need other monsters. I think running a stone golem as an ushabti is a pretty good idea, but I'm jumping the gun.
But what if you like made them all have like 1 HP and they act like the minion system from 4?
I really like the minion system in 4. It was a great way of making.
Same.
There's nothing. God,
It's a good way to make you feel strong, but also still have a little bit of challenge.
I'm like viciously pointing at the camera at Ryan because he's so right.
Because it's like, oh, you're fighting like this monster that like was a bit harder back then, but now like you can chop them down like crazy.
Yeah, it's just like you're gonna kill a goblin unless your luck's really bad. You're gonna kill a goblin in one hit, and that feels bad. But if you can kill like 5 goblins in a couple swings, like that feels really cool when you're
That's
a high-level
super
character.
cool.
Right.
Exactly.
Anyway, 4E was good. It got too much hate, but I think we're having a 4E renaissance.
I agree. I agree because I really like the, we're again tangent. Again, this isn't where we weren't supposed to get into the dungeon part a little too early, but again, 4E, I really love their intricate skill system. Fuck you for taking that away. Fuck you for taking away class-specific skills that are really cool and bring more character to your character.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Although I gotta say, I do like 5e skill, but we're way off topic. I just no
We're
3.5,
super
no
off
quarter
topic.
skill points, please. No half proficiencies.
Exactly. Yeah, don't do that.
I hate-
that was bad.
How many times did you help somebody make a character for like 3rd edition at 3.5, and you're like, okay, you have your spells, you have your cool abilities, now to do your skills. How much knot tying do you want to have? 3.4 points? And just the light would go out of their eyes, like, I don't really want to play anymore.
Yeah.
Anyway.
There's nothing that turns off a person from trying something when you like go into what should be a simple mechanic and be all like, okay, now we're gonna get into decimals.
Yeah.
And they're like, you weren't, you didn't explain anything. Anyway, back to golems.
Back to golems. Nothing like
planning on doing algebra during this.
Yeah. Okay, so we
I
got
thought we were working integers, not floating points. What's going on?
yeah. So we got Rabbi Eliyahu of Shelm.
Oh yeah.
Who was just like, hey, man, I guess we are tying it back to the ushabti because he's like, God, I got a lot of work to do here. I'm gonna make a golem to help out and like do chores and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So the way this golem worked was it wasn't like carved. There was no nothing was carved into his head. He didn't have life breathed into him. He had a necklace. All right, he had bling, and the bling said life on it.
Hey.
Mm-hmm.
So eventually, the golem kept doing its chores, and the rabbi was like, "Huh, is he bigger today?"
Hey, hold up.
He didn't used to hit his head on that doorway. But yeah, it became clear.
The chain was too good.
Yeah. This golem doesn't have a name, but like, your swag too hot, your girl too fly, it'll kill you.
Your
golem
fit
of Chelm.
too good.
But indeed, the
Golem
rabbi was
child,
like,
when did you get so fly?
the rabbi was like, oh shit, that golem's growing bigger. And indeed, he observed it. And every day, the golem got a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger. So the rabbi was like,
A little bit taller, a little bit flyer. Yeah, suddenly he had a jacket.
he got the Nikes on, he got the Yankee no brim.
He got the Jordans on. He got the Jordans on, the Yankee with no brim.
He could skateboard too.
He just did kick flips all day. It was crazy.
Which was especially hard because there's no skate parks in Chelm at that time.
Exactly.
Anyway, so he was like, I see where this is going. This is going to become a really big problem. Hey, golem.
Pun intended.
Come here. And the golem was like, no.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
And then the rabbi was like, oh no, I'm in deep trouble. Because not only is he getting bigger, but he's getting harder and harder to control.
He's getting independent.
Yeah.
He's in his teen phase.
So yeah, the rabbi was like, he's in his teen phase. I got to stop him. And the golem was like, I don't want to be stopped, bro.
Oh no.
So apparently,
You can't tell me what to do, Dad.
yeah, they fought, and the rabbi, the legends vary, but one way or another, the rabbi manages to yank off his bling, which turns the golem back into dust, but not before the golem like permanently scars him or gives him a mortal wound or something.
Whoa.
So that's the first golem story. Are you picking up on the themes again? Picking up on the very Catholic, even though it's not Catholic, very Jewish themes. It's like only God can create. Don't make life from nothing. It's bad. It's dangerous.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that was just a cool wizard versus golem story.
We'll get ready for another one, all right? Because this is
wonderful.
This is the big sauce. This is the famous one.
Okay.
All right. Have you guys ever heard of the Golem of Prague?
No.
Oh, really? Oh, I'm so excited I get to tell this to you. All right.
Did he find Rush the band?
No.
Arguably the number one in progressive rock.
That was the joke. I was like, I don't know Rush really well, but
Prague rock.
He's the Golem of Prague. He's sick on the guitar.
Yeah. So this golem, do you guys know where Prague is? This might help real quick.
It's Europe, right?
Yeah.
Eastern Europe.
Yeah,
Somewhere
Central
out
Europe.
there.
It's the capital of Czechia. And basically it was a cool town for a long time, and then the Habsburgs had an emperor who was super into alchemy. and he set up like a
Mhm.
wizard college there.
Mhm.
Okay.
This is Emperor Rudolph II, and so it was like this was the closest thing to a real life wizard school in the 16th century we had. Because he just like he was giving out money to all the alchemists, to all the astrologers, to all the mystics, to all the like demon summoners and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Prague slaps.
Hell yeah, it does.
Although it was still Central Europe in the neo-modern period. So you want to guess how my people were doing?
Not great.
Not great, huh?
Yeah.
Really?
I'm gonna say not great.
Not
Yeah.
often is it a good time to be a Jew in Eastern Europe.
It's not. Yeah, it's it's rough.
It's a little
Eastern
scary.
Europe was not the place to spawn.
No. I could have been. My family was like, and my family decided to chill there for 300 more years after this happened.
Damn.
Oh, man.
They didn't think maybe we should move to probably like Western Europe or maybe like Far East.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, England is not much better at this point. Like, I know France becomes really anti-Semitic, but I know England had an exchequer of the Jewry, who's just a guy whose job it was to be like, "Hey, Jews, not up to anything fishy, right?"
I know. What? We're good. We've been in the huts for a while.
We've been
but
goldsmithing, we've been banking, traditional jobs
Yeah.
that people don't want. Anyway, this is not
it's like
this is not
we're
mitzvah
doing
class.
this stuff. Come on.
Uh,
That guy was just like, okay. But if I come back and you're doing something crazy,
yeah.
they're like, we're not.
Eventually, that dude did kick all the Jews out of England, but I digress. We're in the Holy Roman Empire.
He got
Yeah.
paranoid because he thought he was going to lose his job.
Yeah.
He's like, oh no, the Jewish people are just being nice and not doing anything. Maybe I should make up a story and kick him out of town. Job security.
Job security. Not
He
thinking
lost
ahead.
his job because there was no more Jewish people to bully.
Yep.
Wow.
Anyway,
Oh, short-term goals. How you hurt me.
so got good news and bad news, my king.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
So no more Jews in England,
Damn.
Right.
but I don't have a job anymore because so it's like, can you maybe make me like ambassador or something? Also, we like lost all of our
No.
bankers and all of our smiths. Anyway,
You're solely responsible for the downturn of our kingdom. Perhaps we should execute you.
yeah, I should look that up because it's like anyway. Hate is often fucking stupid, exactly like that.
Yeah.
And indeed, there were a lot of pogroms and stuff going on against the Jewish people of Prague. So Rabbi Lowe was like, "I'm going to make a golem to protect us."
Okay.
That's a great idea.
Yeah. So he goes down to the Vltava River. He collects a bunch of mud and he sculpts a golem. And then I love this little detail. In some tellings, the golem's given a name because he's a dude, you know. You can't just call him the golem. So sometimes it's Yosel or Joseph.
Ooh. Nice.
Ooh.
So I like that
Solid
there's a
names.
giant mud man walking around. They're like, that's Muddy Joe.
Ah,
Joe.
there goes Joe.
Yep.
Thanks for protecting us.
So being a monster made of mud with no internal organs, he was effectively immune to damage and super strong.
Rad.
Wonderful.
So when people came to the ghetto to go, do a pogrom or a hate crime,
Yeah.
the golem beat the shit out of them, allegedly.
Okay.
The golem was just all like,
Yeah.
broke several bones. And the guys were like, oh, we should leave.
Yep.
They made a mud man that
Maybe
we
we
can't
should-
stab.
Maybe we shouldn't have done a pogrom in the city of alchemists and wizards.
Maybe it was our mistake for attacking the people that are literally more educated than
Yeah.
us. The ones that study the
Yeah.
arts.
So allegedly the golem, the longer it's alive, instead of getting bigger, it also gets more superpowers, which sort of reminds me
Hell
of
yeah.
the Superman comics. Some of the weirder ones where he can turn invisible, which has got to be a mindfuck. If you just hear the big feet coming.
Yeah.
You hear the big thud in,
Yeah.
and you're like, I don't see a big mud man. Where is he?
Uh,
Oh.
Or summoning the spirits of the dead, which, like,
That's rad.
he was already really strong and powerful. I'm not sure what flooding the city with ghosts is going to do.
Fucking make you cool as shit.
I mean,
dude.
yes. Fair, you got me.
In the simplest of terms, he's rad as fuck.
That's pretty cool.
Again, you're swag too, you ball too hard.
Yeah. He's balling like he's won.
And this is a detail I really, really like. So Rabbi Lowe would deactivate the golem once a week on Friday nights so he could, you're supposed to have a day of rest on Saturdays.
Yeah.
So that way the golem could rest on Saturdays. And I like that you got a weekend.
That's cool. He's got a office 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Except that office is kicking people's ass.
Yeah. This dude's not doing chores. This dude is being a superhero.
Yeah.
He's working hard, and I'm glad that he's given time off.
But this is, as per usual, this is not a happy story. And eventually the golem goes crazy, goes bananas.
Oh,
With
man.
what?
So it's interesting. Sometimes he goes bananas because he falls in love with someone, and that person is like,
Aw,
Bud, Joe, you're a giant mud man. I can't
love you.
I can't love you. Or sometimes it's like it reminds me of The Thing from Marvel Comics, where he's just like, no one's gonna love me. I'm a big rock man.
Who's gonna love a big rock guy like me?
That's a pretty good Ben Grimm.
Thanks.
And knowing Kirby was Jewish, maybe it's an inspiration. I don't know.
Maybe.
Sometimes the golem is just like, because he's constantly fighting people, he's like, God, people fucking suck, huh?
Yeah.
Maybe it'd be better
Maybe
if I just bushed them all.
Yes, the classic AI turn, where it's all like,
Yeah.
I'm protecting folks, but
Yeah.
the biggest threat to people are people. So what if there was no people?
Yep.
Classic AI.
And again, with the AI thing, some people, like, it's basically people are like, well, it was alive too long. There was a bug in its processing. We're kind of like a Star Wars robot. When it's alive too long, it gets too much of a personality. Again, with the robot shit, and it like some hink in its programming, it causes it to go nuts.
Hmm.
And this is the point where we talk about robots. Did you guys know that Czech, the word robot comes from the Czech language?
Ah.
No.
Yeah.
I did not.
You want to guess what it's Czech for?
Is it golem?
Is it?
No.
Is it?
Okay.
Good guess, though.
I don't know.
It's Czech for slave.
Oh.
Which brings us back around to the ushabti and stuff like that, and
Dang.
I see. I was hoping it was gold.
Yeah,
Perhaps we should just call them golems.
yeah. Well, so like the first story to talk about robots as we know them is a Czech play called Rossum's Universal Robots, which is about like building metal slaves, and it's in Prague is where it premiered. Again, other people smarter than me have been like, there is probably some inspiration from the golem going on. But there's no direct line. So, like, again, Brian, you were way ahead of the curve when you were like, golem robot.
Yeah.
So smart.
Wow.
Thank you.
Anyway, whatever the reason, the robot goes cuckoo bananas, and right as Lowe, it starts going cuckoo bananas, and for whatever reason, Rabbi Lowe forgets to turn him off one Friday.
Oh, no.
And so he just goes fucking berserk.
He's like, I'm not getting my day of rest.
We've been there. We've all been there. Boss
all
needs you
been
to come
there.
in on the weekend? Fuck the shit.
What's that? You're doing a clopening shift?
Oh, man.
Having a clopening shift as a security guard, like, I went nuts.
I mean, that blows because, like, you're like, oh, I'm here till 3 a.m. I'm at home for 2 hours. I'm here.
3 a.m. was my lunch break because, like, the 5 p. I think it was like the one shift was like 5 p.m. to like 10 p.m. and the next shift was like 10 p.m. to like 6 a.m. or something like that. So it's like, yeah,
that's not good.
It's not great. It's not great. But it was me or a guy who had like 3 daughters waiting at home for me. So I was like, I'll stay, bud.
Yeah. I'll be your hero today.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't going to be like, fuck you and your 3 child daughters who need you to like take care of them and feed them and shit.
Fuck your children who needs a paternal figure.
Yeah. I couldn't do that to a dude. Anyway.
But you could have.
So this isn't the end of the golem story.
Oh.
So
However.
the golem's remains get locked up in the attic of the new old synagogue in the Jewish quarter of Prague. Which, like, I've been to Prague. You can still visit that synagogue.
Can you still find the pieces of the golem
Well,
up there?
that's where shit gets interesting, Ryan, because
Ooh.
Rabbi Lowe was like, the golem's in the attic, nobody go in the attic, okay? And eventually he died, and his predecessor was like, I'm going to check out that attic.
I'm really curious.
Or not his predecessor, his successor. And so his successor went into the attic, and he's like, yeah, I'm not going to say what I saw in there, but no one else is fucking lied up there, okay?
Oh no. He's like, oh, fuck.
It's all real.
He closed the door, locked it, put chains.
I mean, yeah, it's literally locked with chains. Like, you can still see the door to the attic.
Wow.
He hit it up with the fucking 2x4 planks.
Yeah.
No one go in there. It's fucked. He made that by a river.
Yeah.
With a punch of mud.
The box of scraps. Anyway, so the attic eventually got renovated, but mysteriously the golem's body was not found. Which,
Of
like,
course.
now there are a bunch of conspiracy theories about who moved it and when.
Mm-hmm. It was probably the successor.
Yeah. Or his successor.
Yeah.
Oh. When the successor died, he was all like, I know you're really curious about the attic. I'm gonna I permit you once to go in there. But once you see it, you gotta fuck off.
Yeah.
And that guy was all like, I'm going in. And he's like, oh no!
I would, right? You can see a magical creature? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably terrible, but his thought was like, I gotta take care of this.
And there are some more modern, very much sketchier stories of the golem being revived around World War II, which Prague got occupied by Nazis, where he either was like stalking the streets doing superhero shit, killing Nazis.
Yeah.
Or he was a scapegoat where like actual resistance members were doing that, and they're like, I don't know, man, the golem did it.
I see.
Or one Nazi was like, I'm gonna look in that attic, and everyone was like, don't, no.
Yeah.
And he looked in that attic and got killed.
And they're like, and the one Nazi guy was just like, be quiet, you Jews. I'm checking the attic.
Yep.
There may be more of you up there. And he opens the door and a big fist broke
Just a big Rex, fuck yeah. So I think that's cool. I love that kind of pulp shit.
That'd be great.
Someone should make like a comic about that.
It's gotta exist, right?
Of the re-released Golem that's like that. Make it a horror story. Make it like trudge through Prague and like hunt down Nazis.
Well, to add to this, Prague has a Spring-Heel Jack character, but he also fought Nazis. He didn't just touch women's butts. So, like, I don't know what the fuck was like. Again, City of Wizards. Like,
I mean, like with so much like mysticism around it, why not?
Yeah. Cool city. Visit if you can. Really good food.
Yeah.
They get this thing called a turtelnik. That's like a churro in a spiral shape. It's good.
It's really good, I bet.
That sounds amazing. But that just makes me want a churro now.
Yeah.
Like,
Churro's easy for you to get.
Yeah.
I know, hit up a Costco in the afternoon, get a churro. Or like wait for like one of the vendors that walk down the street.
Yeah, that's pretty good shit.
Like, hell yeah. But like, could you imagine if like mud bubbled up between like the cobblestone streets and then just like choked out a Nazi?
Yeah.
That'd be rad.
And then summoned a bunch of ghosts?
Yeah. Flooding the streets with the ghosts of like vengeful spirits.
Hell yeah.
Oh, suck the life out of you.
That's Golem lore, Golems in D&D. There'll be a few of them. I'm going to speed through them because people aren't super into the stats. But, you got your clay golem. Obvious what that's a reference to. Worth noting real quick, all golems are immune to a ton of shit because they're not alive, but weirdly, they are also immune to being polymorphed. You can't shapeshift a golem. They is what they is.
They are.
They already been polymorphed. You can't polymorph a polymorph.
Maybe that's why. Because they're like...
they're already like they're like non-Euclidean.
Yeah.
Or like non-Newtonian.
So, weird stuff about the clay golem. If he ever gets to half health, he goes berserk, just like our golems from our stories.
Hell yeah.
This doesn't do anything mechanically, but it's nice flavor. And for reasons I cannot figure out, the clay golem can eat acid. Hitting it with acid heals it for some reason.
Okay.
Can't figure that one out.
That one I can't think. I can't think of a reason.
Also, it can cast haste on itself, so I don't know why a golem can go super speed. But
Wow.
there you are. It's a weird.
The golem's just like, and this is to go even further beyond.
Plus ultra.
He just
All right.
gold hair.
The gold lump.
Yeah, he just stares at you. He becomes the yellow devil.
There we go. Julio, you tell me for this next golem. You tell me when it clicks. Okay, you tell me when you get the inspo. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a flesh golem.
Frankenstein.
Fuck yes.
Immediately.
Frankenstein.
0.5 seconds.
You can't get a Frankenstein reference past this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Frankenstein's a flesh golem.
He is. Yep. He is. It's a.
You mention anything near like resurrecting a corpse for the purpose of being cool? Frankenstein.
Yeah, it's Frankenstein.
So yeah, the flesh golem is very obviously Frankenstein. For one thing, this guy also goes berserk, but unlike the clay golem, you can talk him down if you're its creator, Dr. Frankenstein style.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You can. The flesh golem also has a weird ability that's not a weakness to fire; it's aversion to fire. Where if it takes fire damage, it's afraid and it has disadvantage on all attacks until next turn. So very smoke good, fire bad. And finally, you want to guess what type of attack this guy can absorb to heal?
Perhaps some kind of lightning.
Yeah, it's
or
lightning
electrical
damage.
shock.
That's cool.
Lightning damage heals him. That's the flesh golem. Also great.
That's cool.
It just makes him stronger, you know?
Yeah. Like
you hit
King
him with
Kong.
lightning and he's like, I'm invigorated. Ah!
Sorry, I gotta be a little kaiju nerd real quick. But they're Frankenstein is a kaiju, but they in Godzilla versus King Kong, the old one, it was supposed to be Godzilla versus Frankenstein, but then they got the rights to Kong, so they crammed Kong in there. And so there's a scene that they like forgot to rewrite where Kong is losing and he grabs two power lines and gets powered up, which like if that's a giant Frankenstein, that makes sense. But if it's big monkey,
hold
makes
up.
less sense.
That's in his lore now, though. You can't hit him with lightning blast.
Yeah, King Kong's immune to lightning for some reason.
They need to put that in the third
Monsterverse,
movie.
Yeah,
they need to put that in the third movie, whether it's a Kong centric or a Godzilla Kong movie.
I keep waiting
but
for it.
There needs to be a scene. There needs to be a scene where he puts up his metal hand.
Yeah, where he gets the power.
Storm.
He's got the power glove already.
He's got the. It's so bad. But he lifts it in like an electrical storm in like inner Earth, and it just hits him with a bolt of lightning, and he comes back more powerful than before.
Yeah, Terry Rossio, you hack.
Obi-Wan.
Like Obi-Wan.
Like Godzilla turns he turned pink in this one, so like he's stronger. Kong gets hit with lightning and he becomes like I don't know, like blue.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, something.
You got to keep pushing the power level. We learned from TBC.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly it. If DBZ did anything or taught anybody anything, is that it only gets cooler the stronger people get.
Let's see. Next,
that's like the distilled essence of shonen manga.
Also,
it's like
D&D,
if you get stronger,
right? Like you keep leveling up. It's a huge incentive to keep getting stronger and more spells and abilities.
Yeah,
but it's like, yeah, exactly. You're just like, I want to throw 10 lightning bolts. It's like, well, you got to be level 20. It's like, well, I'm going to fight to the way there.
Yeah. So then, like, not really as directly inspired. We have the stone golem. We already mentioned this. It's a big moving statue. You need a big moving statue monster. There you go. Weirdly, this guy can cast slow. As weird as the other golem having haste, but I'll take it.
He casts slow. So instead of just making
an opposite.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're the yin and the yang.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Especially because stone and clay are so similar.
Yeah.
Anyway. And then our last
one's
and our
more malleable.
Yeah, I guess. Why does that make it fast?
It polymorphs its flesh.
Could Clayface that on you, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, then the last one's a steel golem or an iron golem. It's a big robot. It's CR16. It's super tanky. It absorbs fire for some reason. Big golem. You get it.
you know, what is there to hate?
You got a favorite? You got one you want to use in the game?
Yeah.
Probably the clay golem.
Yeah, I thought for sure you'd be like, man, I'm just going to do Frankenstein. I'm going to go flesh golem.
Flesh golems are cool and all, but I don't know.
Nah, man. Iron Golem.
Iron golem.
I'm sort of married to like my give the mummy some ushabtis in the form of stone golems idea.
That's cool.
I'm just saying, like, Iron Golem, because I'm thinking Tokusatsu. I'm thinking Megazord. I'm thinking Megazord.
Yeah, why not? You could even have a fight where you have like,
or Pacific Rim Jaeger.
Yeah,
I could see a fight where you have like a steel cat, you have a bunch of,
hell yeah,
and then like you beat them in their little forms and they join up to form a steel.
Yeah,
golem.
exactly. You fight like a large size steel cat and then a large size steel
pterodactyl.
Yeah,
or five.
And
steel
then they
cats.
come together. They come together and they make the Megazord, and you fight a gigantic Iron Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Our next monster, we got the Gorgon.
Hold on, wait.
Oh yeah, you got an idea.
My last favorite golem, the Statue of Liberty from Ghostbusters.
Hey.
She fucked up that ghost she fucked up the ooze with her fucking flame.
I actually really like Ghostbusters too. I think Ghostbusters 2 is pretty good.
Move, or she was just like, bang. It's filled with good vibes.
It's a good.
I mean, I also like Ghostbusters too. I mean, that's the only 2 times Ghostbusters was really rad until later.
Yeah, the cartoon's pretty good. I got nothing against the newer movies.
I don't even remember Ghostbusters.
The video game
too.
made a great intermediary movie.
Yeah,
the video game. Oh my god!
You remember the Ghostbusters video game? That shit was rad.
It was pretty hot there for a second.
Yeah, it was.
But let's move on.
Yeah, we'll be faster on this one. There's a lot less lore here. There's just one central mystery, which is like we have a monster called a Gorgon.
Okay.
It is a metal bull that breathes poison. It's not a construct. It's just a monster. But it's not. We have Gorgons in Greek mythology, and they don't look like this. What the fuck's going on?
They're different. They're way different.
Yeah, what do you call a Medusa then in D&D?
They're called a Medusa. We'll get to them eventually.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay.
But yeah, you guys get it. So for like a long time, I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
We know what a Gorgon is, and this is not a Gorgon. Is there a Greek story with a bull monster? No. Is somebody inspired maybe by the bulls that the Assyrians used to torture people, where you'd cook someone alive in a bull-shaped barbecue? No.
What about Minotaurs, though?
Yeah, there's also Minotaurs in D&D, and they're not like this.
But those are Minotaurs.
You see what I mean? Where you're like, what the fuck is going on here? All right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why'd you make him a steel bull that spits poison?
So I think I found the answer, and it's kind of a path, all right?
Okay.
Real quick, I'll just get it out of the way. I used to always flip past this monster because it's just a steel bull, but now I look at it and it's a carnivorous bull that can gore you and then eat you and then spit a bunch of poison. I think it's one of those monsters that's got a bunch of different attacks. I think it's worth using. Don't flip past it like I did.
Yeah. Don't be a fool.
Don't be a fool. Okay, yeah. So this fucker. Okay, I found this thread on an RPG Substack, so it's like not really reliable, but this theory tracks for me.
Okay.
So there is a bestiary from 1607 called "The History of Four-Footed Beasts," by somebody named Topsell. And like the cover image of this thing is a picture of an armored. Let me post it for you real quick. It's a picture of a little critter, and tell me if this looks fucking familiar to you. Oh, did it not post?
Oh.
I
No,
see.
it posted. I see it.
The
history
is that like an artwork?
Four-footed beasts.
Or
I like where your head's at, but like that looks like our Gorgon, right? It's got the same scale pattern.
Bit.
Yeah.
So,
does that say describing the true and lively figure of every beast?
Yes.
With the discourse of their, what is it? Was it ephemeral names?
It's hard to read.
Conditions, kindred, both natural and medicinal. Oh, uses.
Yes.
Something like that? I don't know.
But do you guys see what it says
utilities.
over this dude's name right here? Like
The
under all the
Gorgon. Yeah, it
says
says the Gorgon.
yeah. Okay.
The Gorgon.
Wild.
So later in
Okay,
this
so-
book, it says that this creature is a monster called a Gorgon, which is sometimes called my ancient Greek's not great, a Catobleponta, or more
Okay.
commonly called a Catoblepus. Have you guys ever heard of a Catoblepus? God, it's fucking hard to say.
Catoblepus?
Yes, have you ever heard of that
Catoblepus.
monster?
I feel like I've heard that term used before.
Catoblepus, no.
Yeah. It is a magic card, Julio, so...
Okay.
So, according to one of the Plinies, I can't remember, I didn't write down which one, this is a Catoblepus is a creature from sub-Saharan Africa. It's about the size of a bull, and its name means the one who's always looking down, because he's got a head that's so heavy and giant, it's too hard for him to lift it. He just has to put a lot of effort into doing so, which is good, because he has a little fringe of hair, he has a little emo haircut that's covering his eyes, and were he ever to look up, between his poison breath and his eye contact, you will either die or turn to stone.
Oh.
Wow.
A dude called Claudius Elanius is like, hey, this dude has poison breath because it only eats poisonous herbs. So, like, there we go. Metal Bull, poison breath.
Okay.
Bingo bango. Maybe it's called the Gorgon because it also turns you to stone.
I see.
Perhaps.
The Catoblepus is its own ugly-ass monster. It's also been in D&D since first edition, but it's not in any of the original monster manuals.
Okay.
But we
Why not?
as far as we can figure, it's a wildebeest that just got like Gardic phoned too many times.
I see.
Like look up
All right.
a wildebeest, and you're like, yeah, it's about the size of a bull.
Right.
Yeah, they do be looking down. Yeah, they got the little emo haircut some of the time.
Yeah.
I can see it.
I can see it too. It's kind of just a wildebeest, like a game through a game of telephone.
Exactly.
I can see it.
And apparently fairly recently, Gary Gygax not fairly recently, it was before he died, but within the last 20 years, Gary Gygax is like, yeah, I saw the picture of that monster in the history of 40-foot beasts, so we needed another monster. That's where I got the idea.
I saw it and I was like, yeah, sure, why not?
I mean, most like the OG D&D monsters were fucking little plastic toys, where it's just like, I don't have a model for this. I guess this little piece of crap plastic thing from China is going to be an owl bear.
Yeah. We're just gonna have to trust the system.
Yeah. So, like, there you go. Mystery solved.
I see.
Wonderful. I'm glad.
That's cool.
Be like Gary Gygax, not the like kind of a shitty guy thing, but the taking ideas.
Yeah. Just use what you can. Adapt.
Let's see how much time we got. You guys want to hear about a spookier armored, poisonous, carnivorous, bull-sized monster that you can maybe steal some stuff
Yeah.
to punch up this guy? All right.
Is this a cryptid of some kind?
It is a cryptid.
Okay.
We're going back to Iceland, where it's always dark, except for half the year.
Where it's always dark in Iceland.
Again, sorry for my pronunciations, but have you guys ever heard of a Skellia Scrimsley?
Is that a Harry Potter character?
Yeah, right. We got Kim.
Are they the new teacher of the dark arts?
Yeah, I mean, we got Kingsley Shacklebolt, the black character. We got Cho Chang, the Asian character, and we got Scrimsley Skrelnia, the Scandinavian character. Sure, it all tracks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, why not?
God, J.K. Rowling sucks.
Yeah.
So this my Icelandic is also shit, but this allegedly translates to the shell monster.
Oh, okay, wonderful.
And it is indeed a monster covered in shell-like bony plates all over it. And you can hear this fucker coming. He's amphibious. He lives most of his time in the ocean. When he gets up out of the ocean and he walks around, you can hear all the shells rubbing and scraping together.
You can literally hear click, clack, click, clack.
Oh, I mean, it's described like it's bone on bone. It's
I
like
see.
horrible, like nails on a chalkboard.
It's just scraping and scratching.
Yeah.
Scritching.
So it hunts on moonless nights. It hunts on the beach for living prey, and it especially
They should
loves to
stop that.
eat sheep. So it's sort of a
wonderful.
chupacabra of Iceland.
I
in
also
that,
love eating sheep.
I love a good gyro.
Yeah, no. Oh, God. Don't remind me. I love a gyro right
That's
now.
funny. I just ate. I'm not hungry at all.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah.
I
This has been a
would-
We've
food.
been
Are
hungry
Ryan and I
together.
hungry? Because we've been like churros, turtleneck.
a little bit.
I mean, it's
maybe.
been building up,
Yeah.
you know? It's just like,
I ate dinner before.
unintentionally, we've been, like, conditioning ourselves.
It's not
for
our
a
fault that Central Europe has so much good food.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, literally, it's not our fault. Like, blame them for finding out how herbs and spices work
Yeah.
so well.
So as I said, this dude's poisonous. It's a horribly vicious carnivore, and it has toxic blood. So there are lots of stories of like some farmer being like, "Leave my sheep alone," and fucking bopping him on the nose, and a little splash of blood comes out, and the person dies a horrible, slow, agonizing death.
Oh man,
Ah!
what a bummer.
Yeah.
Why'd you put that little bit of blood on me?
To make things even weirder, sometimes they have like an ankylosaurus tail, so they can fucking smash shit with their tail.
Uh-huh.
And weirder
Yeah, the
still,
Thagomizer.
yeah. Weirder still, in some stories, their mouth is bioluminescent, so they'll like lure in children by waiting along the beach and opening their mouth, and people see it glowing in the dark. And they're like, "What's that?" And it's a big monster that'll eat you.
Well,
Apparently, they fucking hate barns.
don't like them.
They're known for gouging big slashes into barn doors. I guess from trying to get in. It's not clear.
Yeah, that's weird.
Mm-mm.
You guys want to guess? You will never guess. You want to take a stab at like what its weakness is?
Is it 4-leaf clovers?
You're sort of on the right track.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. You want to take a stab?
Is it, I don't know, like a medicinal herb?
Kind of.
Do you like hit it with like aloe and then it's like, oh, my skin?
You hit it with gray willow catkins, but they have to be fired from a gun.
What? All right.
Gray willow catkins are like little tiny fuzzy pine cones.
Okay.
You can also kill it with silver buttons, which is something we see in werewolf and witch lore.
Silver.
Also fired from a gun.
Okay.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah,
Okay.
and again, fired from a gun. Also lamb droppings.
Oh, wonderful. Weaponized feces.
Yep. Just like whip out your boomstick and blast them.
And he's just like, what the? Oh, is this lamb?
Dies of cringe.
Oh.
That's the shell monster. That's the Scalia scribsley.
The Skrillmius Scribbly.
Do you guys got any punch ups? You guys, how do you feel about
This
Gorgons and Gang?
Scribbly Scrungly.
The Scribbless Squad. I'm sorry,
Gorgons.
Icelanders. I'm really sorry.
I'm not making fun of your language. I'm just saying that, like, a lot of today where people just kind of write nonsense and it just kind of sounds similar.
Yeah, it's not your fault. English is a weird language.
Yeah.
The Skingly Scrungless.
It's like that old Wikipedia edit. Like the scrungle of the bungfish is attached by a horndoggle or bingus.
Makes so much more sense now.
Yeah,
Yeah, I should have thought about the scoring hoggle.
yeah.
Oh, man.
Let me see.
No, I got nothing to add.
Hey,
Though I do think a big steel four-legged, maybe a bull, maybe something else, trying to gore you with its horns and or then spitting poison into your face is pretty rad.
it's a cool monster. I'm gonna, you know me. I love glow in the dark shit. I'm gonna give my Gorgons the glow in the dark mouth, and I'm also gonna steal the like.
Ooh.
You know, you got to set the scene for a monster fight. I'm gonna have people hear the scraping of the armor before the thing charges them.
Yeah. Oh, man.
This fucking screenshot you posted.
Yeah. The horngus of the dongfish is attached by a scrungle to a kind of dill sack, the nut sack.
The fact that they give it the TE, like they're fucking writing shop with an extra P, is so funny.
Oh, man.
Yeah, sure, fancy it up, why don't you?
Yeah.
It's like perfuming your balls. No, the nut sack.
The nut sack.
The nut sack.
Oh, man.
Oh fuck!
Yeah, put that in the show notes now.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Look at this image.
I'm also going to stick, if you want a much more thoughtful meditation on Golem, Jacob Geller, who's a pretty good YouTube video essayist, talks about like the Golem and somewhat like how it relates to Superman.
Oh,
It's like a mythical figure of protecting the community from like Jewish origins. Anyway,
That's cool.
yeah,
except
it's a good
Superman
video.
doesn't go crazy.
I mean, sometimes
Yeah.
the
I
red
mean, like,
kryptonite,
only-
the pink kryptonite.
Yeah, you get the right kind of kryptonite next to his blood. Yeah, sure, but I mean, like, most of the time he's there punching Doomsday in the face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Escaping the Omega Beam.
Have you guys been watching My Adventures with Superman?
No, I
Not yet.
haven't.
No.
It's
I've seen
it's good.
clips.
It's real
Really
good.
good. Oh, man.
I've been
I
noticing
just
that a lot of
really-
people
I
have
like
been
a-
enjoying it.
I like a positive Superman. I don't think Superman
Yeah.
has to be cool. I think he's cool because he tries hard. No, it's
I
just
agree.
I mean, like,
it's just nice
Yeah,
to see Superman who's like not edgy or scared or threatening to conquer the world, but who's like, oh boy,
he's just he's just the dude next door.
Yeah.
that's just the dude next door with limitless empathy and the power to act upon it. You know?
Yeah.
He's just
yeah.
a farm raised homie that came to the city to become a journalist.
Yeah.
I'll always love Superman. Oh, man.
You know, like, don't hate on the guy.
Yeah.
He's just a little bit of a dork.
Yeah.
What's
but
that?
he will still punch a hole through your like space carrier that's like 85 layers thick.
Mhm, mhm.
Do not mistake that.
I guess
He has
this
a
has
cousin now.
Yeah. I guess this has been Scrub Mode. Thanks for listening.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much, John. Thanks for going through all the effort.
It's fun.
Thanks for researching
I
every time.
Thanks for
love it.
being so on the ball. You guys are fucking great.
Oh, man.
No problem.
No problem. Thanks. Thank you for listening, listener. Thank you, Jesse Sanders, for making our music. Yeah,
Hey,
check him
why
out.
don't you leave us a 5-star review?
Yeah.
Why don't you leave us a comment? We'll
Leave us
read
a
it.
comment. Oh, I'll read out a comment. We just got on YouTube.
Oh, hey.
Hey, look at that.
Let's see here. Where was that? It was there, damn it. From Lilith Val on YouTube. Thank you. Love it. Keep it up. We will. We
Thanks,
will
Lil-
keep
Thank
it up.
you.
Thanks, Lil Val.
Yeah.
We
We'll
appreciate your comment. I hope you thumbs up that video. If you
yeah.
didn't, we're not holding you to it. It's
I forget all the time. I feel bad. I know it like feeds people I like who make free content for me.
Oh man, thank
still
you so
love you,
much,
so thank you.
everybody.
Yeah, thanks for listening. Thanks for chilling with us.
exactly.
We'll
Listeners, thank you for coming by.
Go protect your community, but don't go crazy and kill everybody. Or some of the dead.
Exactly.
yeah, don't.
Exactly. Well, if you need to adapt a mud body to improve your ability and protect those you love, perhaps a little bit of immortal insanity is what you need.
We'll see y'all next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.